Welcome to the High Vibe Show, living the high vibe life with me, your host, Elisa V. And together with my guests, experts in the art of living in a state of high vibration, we have got an amazing show for you today. My passion is to educate and inspire you to raise your frequency to a high vibrational state. Whether you're an awakened soul to the power of your own consciousness as a light being, or you're new to this spiritual path of expansion and growth, which is made possible through vibrating at a high level, you are in the right place. So stay here to experience fun, frequency upgrades now, so you can manifest all you want and help to raise the collective vibration of our wonderful world. Let's hit the restart button and high vibe it together. The High Vibe Show starts now. Hey everyone, and happy Monday. Welcome to the High Vibe Show. I'm your host, the Queen of High Vibe, Elisa V. And I am so excited because if you guys remember, Dr. Pat and I started off a couple of months ago doing an 8-part series on high vibe wellness. Well, this has morphed into 11 episodes so far, and we're not done. So I'm so happy. And today we are going to have a very special show because we're going to be talking about how to have high vibes in the workplace and in your professional life. And we're so happy to invite on our show today, Matta. And a little bit about Jay. Jay is the co-founder of Gnostic TV Network and 5D Economy, Next Level Pioneers. And he's also a coach and professional development leader in the direct marketing industry. So welcome, Jay and Dr. Pat.
Yeah.
How are you, Dr.
Let's
Pat?
do it.
Let's do it. I love it. That was great.
Can you believe this is our 11th episode of this, Dr. Pat?
I don't believe it because I'm like, I know we've done them and they were great interviews, but it's still exciting. And especially this one, this is talking about wellness in success in your professional and career life. It's never been more important to have this conversation today, I don't think.
I totally agree with you, and it's great. I'm really happy to be part of your 11th episode too. That's a great number to be part of. I love it. Thank you both.
Yeah. Yeah. And what I was thinking was, like, when we talk about high vibe, right? I took vibes, right? The word vibes, and I broke it down into like a little acronym of vision, intent, balance, energy, and self-care. And I just think that kind of says it all when it comes to the workplace, right? There's so many aspects to us. A lot of times when people are talking about being in this high vibration, they're sort of limiting themselves either to like their health or their personal life and relationships. But if you think about how much time we spend doing, making money or, involved in our careers, we have to figure out how to bring that same sense to that aspect of our lives, right?
Yeah, totally. We do. I mean, it's like Dr. Pat, you were saying. I mean, it's more critical now than ever that we do take a look at the high vibrational health of our financial state of affairs. I mean, yeah. You just have to. I mean, we don't make the rules here. There's a place we live, we reside. They call it Earth, and these are this part of the rules of engagement. As time goes on, those levels that we're experiencing for many right now, call it inflation, call it pricing, whatever you want to call it, But it's a matter of understanding that the way I have experienced it at a personal level. So I know everybody's got their own thing they're tapped into, is when these things happen, I don't give myself the luxury to sit and think about it. I don't give myself the luxury to say, oh, why did that happen? Oh, why is that going to happen? I can't believe this happened. I just look at it, process it, assess it, and go, and then move to the next thing, because it's been a healthier way for me to take a look at how I attract abundance in my life versus just sitting there and looking at what went wrong. And that there's no point in that. It's done.
Yeah. I mean, one of the things, let's just talk about something that maybe people don't think about with success in business. Those of us that are in business, unless you're extremely wealthy, right, and you fund everything, you go out and you seek funding. And so I woke up this morning. What a big wake up day today has been. This Mercury moving out of retrograde, that what a big hit. And for some strange reason, I decided to look at the interest rates. Now, I haven't really paid attention to them because I needed them to hit a certain mark, right? And I woke up this morning and I said, what's going on in my mind versus what really is happening. So, as a business owner, you have to look at all dimensions of success. Why? Let's talk about this. Making high vibrational decisions, Elisa, right? Let's talk about that because you have to make high vibrational decisions in your business in order for you to have a high vibrational business. So, I woke up this morning and I thought, holy, I'm not going to say it. And I looked at the interest rates from 2020 to 2024. And I looked at where they went. See, I had no idea that we went from 5.5, 6.25 to what we're looking at today, which could be 1.58. See, I didn't know that. I wasn't looking at that. It wasn't on my radar. And as a business owner, I hate to admit it. Yes, I should be paying attention to it, but that's why I got Bill. See, Bill's supposed to pay attention to that. So why am I even bringing it up? Because you have to make a decision about how successful you want to be. Let's talk about that, Elisa, from your perspective on high vibes. You know, what does it take to be high vibe, success, professional, entrepreneur, worker bee? Jay, what does that take?
Well, I'd like to just remind everyone of one, of course, I want to hear what you have to say, Jay. But, always think of that old adage. I think it's attributed to Mark Twain and Confucius. If you have a job you love, you're never going to work a day in your life. And I think part of being in that energy of high vibration is to be connected and aligned with what gives you pleasure, what makes you feel good about yourself, something that you wake up in the morning and you look forward to rather than, when we see people or we watch movies or TV and people just kind of trudge along and they're not happy and it's just another day. So I think the first thing is to really become very aligned with what makes you happy. What do you like to serve people? Is there something specific you enjoy doing? And go after that. So many of us just look at, well, how much money am I going to make? Does this profession make sense? Should I study this in school? But that's why so many of us have second careers because we get involved in something and then go, why am I doing this? I'm not happy. And then we flourish. So, Jay, what do you think about that? About how to stay in this high vibe, energy?
I mean, the first thing I do is I take a pretty, again, me personally, I take a very pragmatic approach towards it. So I literally cut my ties with who doesn't resonate with me. Okay. So basically, at this point in time, if you don't, and I'm not saying whether they're right, I'm right, or anything like that, but if we're not on the same path, it's just, it becomes energetic baggage, if you would. And it's hard for all parties concerned. So I think the first thing I always look at is like, who is my soul match? Who is my soul cluster? Who is my vibrational match? And let me work with them. Everybody else right now, maybe we'll revisit again. Maybe our lifetime will meet again. But at this point in time, as I take a look at it day by day, I always take a look at who's gonna, and I look at it from both sides. I mean, as a conscious business person, is how can I fit into someone's plans today? Like, how can I make someone's life better? Along the way, my life better as a result of it. Like, so how can it be mutually beneficial? So that's how my days always roll. And again, I look at them every day, because every day is changing, every minute's often obviously changing. With, you never know when these things happen. So I think that's important. I see a lot of people, they want to be the most successful in this and the successful at that, but yet they're asking people, and they're more concerned about people that have no interest in their life or not responsible for their bills or not anything like that. And they spend more time worrying about what those people think and their opinions about something that they don't know. So you know, I think it's if I want something, I'm gonna, for example, Dr. Pat with her network as a network person myself, I'm gonna reach out to Dr. Pat and say, hey, what advice can you give me? Because I know there's a vibrational element there. I mean, she's got a network, she's got a successful network. So as a network person, if I want to grow, I'm gonna go to someone that's already successful. To me,
Yeah.
that's my basic line of operation right from go.
Yeah, I love that you brought that up. So let me give you my perspective as a business owner. I'm going to go to Jay and I'm going to say, let's look at what you're doing. Let's see how we can work together. See, this is the model. So you want to know the difference between a high vibe and a mediocre vibe and a low vibe is? It's called collaboration versus competition. I'm not saying you shouldn't compete in business because I compete with myself. I'm a ping pong player. Okay, don't laugh, everybody. But I'm a table tennis player, a competitive one. I win gold medals. And so I'm always strategizing. But why aren't we doing it with career and business? Why aren't we have a great show starting with Dr. Mickey. And Dr. Mickey is a recruiter assessment person. And he's going to share, right? So you see how people come together, Jay? Is that what you're finding too? That now coming into 2025, it's the year to be alive, period.
100%. 100%.
100%. That's
We have,
it.
yeah, we have got to put aside our egos. We've got to put aside, I don't even call them differences because I don't think anybody consciously has them, but I just think our egos and our will to be able to feel like we have to do it alone. We're just better together. I don't want to sound like a cliche, but we really are better together. And I think the quicker we can start to acknowledge that as a collective, the quicker we grow. Because look, at the end of the day, the reality is this, you know, what happens at the end of the day, I don't know. And you know what? But for this moment, that's all I care about. And that's where I'm going to live right now and make it peaceful, prosperous all the way through.
Yeah, the greatest argument we're having right now is whether or not to have the antipasto salad before or after the prosciutto. So this is like the Italians getting around the table and like, but wait a minute, we have the salad later. Nobody eats the salad, Ma. Nobody eats the salad at the end of the meal. Who does that? This is the greatest argument we're having right now.
Yeah.
And so I come in. So this is before break. I want everybody. I come in and say, why don't we just set up a little salad bar, like over there, like keep the salad out. Like at the antipas, get the salad, just leave it out for all 5 million courses of what you're going to serve.
There you go.
Why don't we do
She
this
came
in
in
business?
great. Exactly. It's and I want to make the point, and we're going to go to break soon. And when we come back, a lot of people that are watching this show right now are not business owners, and they work for someone, or they work for a company, or they're part of a team. So I want to talk a little bit about things like how do you boost your productivity, or improve workplace relationships, and what's that mindset that you need to be in. I know we're starting to talk a little bit about like this whole idea of collaboration, but I think part of it is also just how to elevate the professional journey that you're on, whatever it is, whether you're a business owner or you are, an employee for somebody. So we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, I'd love to, talk about that. Yahoo News is calling Impact Health Sharing the disruptor in the $4.6 trillion healthcare system. That's right, full medical freedom. Choice of doctors, clinics, all the medical bills are reduced to fair market value, which is amazing. And the premiums are 30 to 72% cheaper than their competitors. So just call 844-275-1056 and use High Vibe for a free quote. Hi, welcome back to the High Vibe Show. And we're here with Dr. Pat and our guest, Jay Matta. And we're talking about the secrets of high vibe wellness and success in our professional lives. In the first segment, we spoke a little bit about some of the challenges and the way to really approach things when you're a business owner, right? But, so many of our viewers are not. They're in careers or jobs, and there's some similarities, but there's also some kind of distinct differences that we want to chat about when you're not less necessarily at the helm of decision making, and how you can kind of have that power within your own realm of where you're working. Jay, did you want to talk a little bit about how to bring that healthy balance, if you will, when it comes to working in a job?
Yeah, I think if you think about if you're in a job, you were hired for a specific reason, right? And I'm of the opinion, my view is actions speak louder than words. I really respond to the person, or I'm more aligned with the person where I see what they're doing, I see the results they're doing versus what they say they're going to do. So I think if you really want to align a lot with your fellow coworkers, I think it's sometimes it could be in your best interest, or people could be in their best interest to really just do your thing, stay focused, and let your results shine. I mean, that's what it is. Actions speak louder than words. Anything else is I'm going to do this, or I did this, or I did this. It's all a competition kind of thing, and it's all a playground. And what a beautifully unique place the workplace is in it, because a lot of people are thrusted into relationships and different vibrations and different energies that they didn't necessarily sign up for. They did it because they wanted to get paid, and we're all there, have been there, or are there in our lives now. So it does give you a good learning experience. So, as I learn through this, and as I take a look at, my life from working to being self-employed, I take a look at my best successes in the workplace is when I said little in the beginning until I was able to let my actual performance speak for itself. And
Yeah.
then from there, everything else seemed to align.
Yeah. I mean, Jay, thank you for bringing that up because both of us have that. By the way, I wasn't always an entrepreneur. I have 25, 30 years plus as an employee. Starting out in the mailroom as a clerk, I was called a clerk for 10 years, right? I mean, in today's world, if you call somebody a clerk, they sue you. But back then, this is the way you were treated in the workplace. But here's the thing, here are a few things I learned. And I went on to study this for 10 years. There's one thing that's super important in the workplace. It's keeping your agreements as a manager, as a company, and as an employee, keeping your agreements. And there are a wide range of those, but that's really true. See, high vibrations, right? If you say you're going to do something, you should do it. And that's part of the dilemma for a lot of us. For example, some people call Linda and I old school because we just can't stand it when people are not in on time, or they just, they say they're going to do something, they don't do it. So this is old school. So we've had to adjust to a different work kind of deal. We have, right? Because people kind of make their own kind of way. And this is really the crux of the problems in businesses these days. We also have a no cell phone policy here, right? Because we don't need somebody running your show, right? This show and being texting on their phones, right? So these are difficult, but they all have to be, Elisa, like you said, in the spirit of creating a high vibe culture. And that's not always easy, is it?
No.
No, it's not. And I think that, like as a coach, right, one of the things that I'm working with people about is like goals. But I love when we get to the point where we start talking about the difference between goals and intention, because goals are things that you're going to do. Intentions come from within, and whether no matter what's going on in the world, those intentions are personal, and that's what you want to do, and that's how you want to live. And I think when it comes to the workplace, we need to kind of look at what are our intentions? What do we want to accomplish within ourselves? What makes us happy? If somebody's crabby that we work with, does that mean we have to be crabby back? No, if my intention is to be a happy, uplifting, high vibrational person, I'm not going to let their mood or their attitude affect me. So I think a lot of it, Jay, what do you think about this idea of how intention can really help us to strive and to feel better and live in that, those higher frequencies when we're working?
Yeah, in my opinion, you have to. I mean, it's critical to start your day. I mean, so for example, like when I wake up, I don't just jump out of bed and shock my system, if you would, because, maybe my spirit hasn't connected yet to the body, right? I don't know. So maybe I give myself like a few minutes just to acclimate, just let go for a second and then get out. So a lot of times we have these alarm clocks and we jump, and again, we start off disconnected as a general society. So I think if you can take a few minutes to connect, whether that be meditation, whether that be, just pray, whatever your faith is, right? And, you do what you do. but just connect and then start your day. It helps you set the intention. So it does automatically set the place where if something does happen in your day, that, you're not necessarily as affected by it because your vibrations are, started off at a high point. So I think it's pretty critical. I mean, I really do. I think it's more and more, and it's not easy. It's a discipline, and I get it. It's a discipline. It's not like we all wake up and we're like, okay, let me just do this. I mean, we're so, especially here in the United States, we're so accustomed to snap windows. How long is it going to be? Fast food, this, 37 seconds. Boom. I mean, everything's so timeline. Like, how fast are you going to get production out? That's how our minds are trained, if you would. And I think that serves a purpose when you're running your business. Sometimes you need to be in those kind of modes, but to be in that place of being able to critically think like that, and to be able to run and, sprint, you got to get prepared for it. You just don't wake up and sprint, because then you're
Yeah.
gonna, you're gonna run out of air pretty quick.
Yeah. There's a saying by Lao Tzu, and it's one of my favorites, and it's so to your point of intention. This is so to your point. It's simple. It's watch your thoughts, they become words. Watch your words, they become actions. Watch your actions, they become habits. Watch your habits, they become character. Watch your character, it becomes your destiny. See, that's the energetic vibration of how to create intention. Those things must align in order for you to truly get what you intend to get, what you really desire in life.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. And when it comes to meditation, I always tell my clients, I always tell them, like, you don't have to get a special place with a candle, and all you need to do is just quiet the mind a little bit, even if it's just 6 nice deep breaths throughout the day. Set your timer every hour to just take those deep breaths. It just replenishes the body, it clears the mind of any of the things that are stressing you out. And I think when we can get ourselves into a more relaxed state and out of that, fight or flight mode, which happens right at work and when we're trying to achieve things, the more we can start thinking clearly, and we can also be more, in balance with what works and what doesn't work. So I can't thank you guys enough. This was such a fun show. Unfortunately, it goes so quickly. Jay, tell our audience how they can get in touch with you and reach out to you.
Yeah, well, they can, obviously check us out at gnostictv.com. They can look at us there. If you have any questions, my email is jay@gnostictv.com. And listen, Dr. Pat and Elisa, thanks for having me on. It's great to have these discussions with you. It's beautiful. It's how we do our part in the world, right? Is let others just kind of see what it is. So hopefully our part today was helpful to many.
I hope so. Thank you so much for being here and giving your perspective. And for everyone else out there, if you're looking to find out more about high vibe coaching so you could thrive high, please reach out to my website, hittingtherestartbutton.com. And I look forward to seeing you guys. And I think we'll probably be together again, Dr. Pat, after the holidays. I think
Absolutely.
this is it for December. So happy holidays, Merry Christmas, whatever you're celebrating, just enjoy, and good high vibes to you and your family, and we will see you soon. You've been listening to The High Vibe Show, living the high vibe life. I'm your host, Elisa V, the Queen of High Vibe. Join us every first and third Monday of the month at 9:30 Pacific, 12:30 Eastern on Transformation Talk Radio. This is the place to come for you to have loads of fun, frequency upgrades now, and have great guests to hear all about raising your frequency. For more information, visit hittingtherestartbutton.com. See you next time.